Charji, we talked of, we said that nothing has inwardly changed. So we are essentially inwardly the same people who are roaming the jungle. So, but a question comes in that definitely somewhere during the course of evolution we became this human species, so somewhere there has been inward evolution also, or has there been no inward evolution?
There has been no inward evolution. Let's discuss that. Look at an amoeba or a paramecium. Don't you see that its basic instinct is just the same as that of the most evolved human being? It wants to exist. You want to exist. What has changed? You are still the amoeba. Oh, you can contradict me in 1,000 ways possible. What I am saying is so vulnerable to arguments that you can trash it in no time. But with some empathy and understanding, try to get into the truth of it. With all our evolutionary gifts, intellect, memory, muscle, the subsequent development of a suitable and comfortable ecosystem aided by technology, are we still fundamentally different from any other kind of conscious life form on the planet anywhere else? Tell me, please. An amoeba reproduces. So do we. An amoeba eats. So do we. No, sir, but there is so much that we do not share with amoebas. Let's see, please. Is there anything that you do that is fundamentally not centered on stuff that amoeba does? An amoeba wants its space, its territory, no? Even a little plant does. A blade of grass does. The most primitive being does. See, what do you use your knowledge and your skills for? Aren't your resources, your money, going so much towards acquiring space and territory? Both physical and psychological? Tell me, please. An amoeba wants to have personal space, space that it can declare as its own, territory that it can monopolize. That's what even an amoeba wants. You could say we do so much, but aren't we doing so much just to do what the amoeba does? The amoeba obviously doesn't go to the office every day. You do go to the office, but you go to the office to do what the amoeba does. No? The amoeba has no laboratories. It does not develop technologies. But we have laboratories and we have developed technologies to do what the amoeba does. The amoeba does not have language. We have language. What do we use language for? To do what amoeba does. What do you speak for? Please tell me. We said the session today started late because the people around were playing loud music and such stuff. What were all those songs about? They were about reproduction, you see. Let's put it bluntly. The fellow wants to mate. He is using words to invite the other human of the opposite gender to mate. And that's what we call as songs, At least that's the kind of songs we use on celebratory New Year Eves. So you have language. What do you use language for? You use language to mate. That's also what the amoeba does, without using language. In fact, the amoeba is more efficient. You use so many words just because you are wooing a female. Words and instruments and loudspeakers. Goodness. Amoeba is so efficient that not only does it not need words, it does not even need a female. It just multiplies on its own. It's both a male and a female. It's neither a male nor a female. Is there anything that you do that is fundamentally different from what an amoeba does? So where is evolution? Please tell me. Whatever we do for the sake of existence. We want to remain. We want to remain as we are. That's also exactly what the amoeba wants. How are you different? Now today we have taken the amoeba. At other times I have taken up the dog. People find that offensive. So I said, fine, amoeba. But I still maintain that the dog is more handy. If you look at all that a dog does, and you look at all that you do, it would be so easy to establish a clear mapping, a very direct correlation. There is not a single thing that you do and a dog doesn't. Where is your evolutionary superiority? Tell me, please. But we read. No. For what? For what do you read? You read to feed yourself. You read to clothe yourself. You read to acquire physical, psychological space. A dog manages all of that, even without reading. No? You need to draw international boundaries. The dog just has to lift his leg. The dog doesn't have to appoint a commission, McMahon or something, to draw a meticulous international boundary. This is my territory. How do I mark it? By peeing. That's the truth of all territorial occupation, all territorial obsession. You want territory so that you can pee and shit over it, irrespective of whether that territory is physical, mental, or bodily. Why do you want to acquire territory in the form of a human body? I own you. You are mine. You are my territory. Yeah? Just as that's my scooter, that's my car, that's my bungalow, that's my wife or husband. What do I do once I acquire the territory? I'll pee over it. That's already offensive, but can't help it. What else do you do once you have acquired a man or a woman? Think of it, please. There was one thing that you could not do without acquiring that person: spoil his or her body. Once you have acquired him, then literal shit. No? No, but we keep our houses clean. Why are you saying that we acquire territory to spoil it? Once we acquire territory, in fact, we make additional efforts to keep it clean. That's what. The cleanliness that you're talking of is shit. You acquire territory to use it to maintain yourself. The dog uses territory to suit its own personal purpose. That's what we are calling as spoiling or dirtying. So it might appear that you are keeping your place very clean, but still, the purpose is very dirty. The purpose is continuation of my existence as I am. My place will be used to provide me comfort and security. That's a very dirty purpose. Evolution will not take you beyond the body or the self. Wisdom would. That's why I keep harping. Don't attach too much significance to age. No age is small enough to prevent you from moving into wisdom. And no age is advanced enough to prevent you from moving into wisdom. Evolution will not help. Experience will not help. Age will not help. Only wisdom would help. If you think that experience will deliver wisdom to you, you are badly mistaken. If you think being called a senior citizen will deliver you from Maya, you are in a fool's paradise.
So we as human beings do have the possibility of going beyond what is fundamentally the same with all other animals, right? Because if we as human beings, we can, let's say, perform these 5 steps and move towards liberation, which an animal cannot do.
Yes. An animal does not want to do. That's not how it is biologically constituted.
So this quest is this potential. Is this also biological?
Yes. This potential is the potential of your body. Only your body is designed in a way that the consciousness attached to it can seek freedom from it. You could even say that only man is unfortunate enough to not remain contented with the body. All other life forms are contented with the body. Only man is born with a special urge. This you could take as his superiority or his misfortune. No animal experiences the angst that a human being does. Animals don't have to go through so much tension and inner strife. They don't turn depressed, neurotic, suicidal so easily. We do, because we are special. We are special animals. Hello. Not that we are absolutely special, we are just special animals.
Acharya, previously in the answer you specified that there is nothing evolutionary which is in us. But in our Vedas and scriptures, in the avatars, 10 avatars, we were marine first, and then gradually the last stage is the meditative man that has been described. So, and meditative as in the current state, which has the potential of, which is able to discuss this. So, but, and while we see that this is the potential which has come through the evolution, which we just came to, but you also straight away disagree that there is anything biologically evolutionary that is going to come which will uplift us. So
how to reconcile? The problem is, potential is a very deceptive word. You use the word potential to defend your notion that man is special. No? You say man has the potential for liberation, therefore man is special. You say man has the potential for liberation, therefore man is better than animals. I take potential as a phantom, as Maya, myth. Potentially we are all divine. Potentially we are all the true self, Atma. So what? So what? Where is that potential expressing itself in your life? The only use you have for that potential is that you use it to defend your unreasonable sense of grandeur and superiority. We are potentially great. Two hoots to your potential. What are you really? What are you living as? Potentially, yes, you could be sage Angiras. What are you living your life as? Tell me that. You are living your life as the amoeba. Therefore, I will call you the amoeba. I won't call you Angiras. You might be born with so much potential. That's actually unfortunate, because you will die with so much potential. Would have been better had you been born with no potential, because that potential is never going to fructify. You will just die with it. With you, it would be turned to ashes. What's the point in talking of that mythical potential and singing and dancing around it? our possible glory, or current debauchery. I want to talk of the latter. Because without talking of your current debauchery, your possible glory is anyway always going to remain just a myth, a utopia, a chimera. Like people talk of their great ancestors. I come from the line of the great king who once used to rule Delhi. How does that help you? Look at your life. How does that help you? I come from the line of the Buddha or Mahavir. Who are you? Who are you? Look at your life. All the time you are violent and you are talking of Buddha and Mahavir. Oh, but I'm a Bharadwaj Brahmin or some other Brahmin. I come from the line of sage Agastya. And even as you say this, you are spitting chicken bone out from your mouth. Steeped in ignorance, you are talking of this glory, that glory, this highness, that beauty. Potentially, you could have been the topper of your class. No? I want to know what you actually did. Potentially, you could have won 8 Nobel Prizes by now. But I know you couldn't have graduated without cheating. That's your reality. Isn't it actually a disgrace that in spite of having a potential, we live the life of an amoeba? Doesn't that not only make us equal to, but rather worse than the amoeba? The amoeba never had the potential of being anything beyond the amoeba. You had the potential and you still lived as the amoeba. Now tell me, are you better or worse than the amoeba? Worse than the amoeba. That's the reason I keep saying the dogs are better than us. They are at least performing to their average. There is a tail ender. I'm talking of cricket. His average is 10, batting average 10. He has no more potential. His batting average is 10. And he comes to bat and gets out at 10. Is that bad performance? Not at all. He's performing to his average. No, you are a top order batsman. Your average is 58. That's your potential, right? You could have made 58 or more. And you come and you get out at 10. Who's better? The tail ender or you? So the dogs are better than us. Happened with me, I stood third in my class 4 or 5, and got bashed up at home. Wasn't a bad performance by any means. Third in a class of 40 or 50. Got beaten up. And then I rebelled. I said, this, my sister, she never even manages a single digit rank, but happily she carries her report card, comes in, throws it away, and starts rolling on the bed. And nobody utters a word to her. All the time she is just happy. I burn the midnight oil. She keeps snoring. She comes 13th in her class. I came third. She is still happy. I have been bashed up. This won't do. My mother said, you have done far worse than her. I couldn't really grasp. Now I think I do. If you have potential and you don't live up to it, life will offer you the harshest punishment. Because you have failed in your one duty as a human being, to materialize your potential. That's your only dharma. Your potential, the Upanishads call as Atma. You have it, and yet you do not have it.